Beehive Capital Advisors Private Limited. Sir, I extend a warm welcome to you on behalf of our management, our institute, Director Madam, colleagues, our administrator sir, and on behalf of our students. And I request Director Madam to hand over the flower bouquet. A warm welcome to you, sir. Now I request one of our students, Neha Jain, to introduce our guest.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Mr. Bhushan Gajaria. As already said, he is the founder and CEO of Beehive Capital Advisors. He has 16 years of experience in FMCG capital market and startups. He was a senior VP equity research at IDFC Securities. He has been rated amongst India's best auto analysts by the Wall Street Journal in 2011. He has been an investor in early stage companies that have developed patented technologies, waste management companies, logistic companies, and agri companies. Currently, he is on board of companies in IT, logistics, technology, and financial services. He's been part of USD 1.5 billion of QIPs, FCCBs, GDRs, IPOs, and private placement for companies like Adani Enterprises, Shopper Stop, Jain Irrigation, Radico Khaitan, etc. He is also a mentor for various companies and associated with incubators in Mumbai, Bhopal, Jabalpur, etc. Now, I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Hi, good morning everyone.
Good morning,
sir.
Thank you, Director Ma'am, by management and professors and all of you for having me here. I'll keep this conversation more interactive, no slideshow, nothing, and it will be mix of English and Hindi. I hope that's okay with everybody. Yes. So the topic what we are talking about is on the startup. How many of you are thinking of having your own startup immediately after finishing your course out there?
Not after.
Huh?
Not after.
Not immediately, but at some point of time.
Yeah.
Okay, great. क्यों करना चाहते हो startup?
For money.
Great. मतलब money in the sense?
Means
Profit, valuation. हाँ?
for profit.
For profit. and आप पीछे से किसने?
For independent.
For independent.
Yes.
Great. Someone from your side?
To start something out of.
Okay. So good. So सब लोग के objective बहुत different है. Someone wants to do it for profit. Someone wants to do it for independent. Someone wants to say that I want to start something. Something you probably create an impact or something like that. So everyone has a different objective of doing a startup. How actively do you track what is happening in the startup world? And what's ऐसा क्या हो गया कि अचानक पिछले 5 साल से लोग स्टार्टअप बात कर रहे हैं? स्टार्टअप तो पहले भी होते थे. मेरे फादर ने भी वो थोड़े से पैसे लेके अपने डैड से थोड़े से पैसे लेके बिजनेस चालू किया था, तो वो तो स्टार्टअप ही था. हाउ डिफरेंट वाज दैट? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आजकल हम लोग स्टार्टअप के बारे में क्यों इतना सुन रहे हैं, या सब लोग को अपना कुछ स्टार्टअप करना है? एनी आइडिया? क्या आप ट्रैक करते हो क्या हो रहा है स्टार्टअप वर्ल्ड में? या इफ यू कैन थ्रो सम लाइट. क्या हो रहा है? क्या ट्रैक कर रहे हो आप स्टार्टअप वर्ल्ड में? क्या ट्रैक कर रहे हो आप? रोज सुनते हो, न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ते हो या
Innovations of products, newly product introduced market.
तो इनोवेशन, प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन स्टार्टअप्स क्यों कर पा रहे हैं? इतनी एस्टैब्लिश कंपनीज है इंडिया में, सारी बड़ी फंडेड, इतनी सारी लार्ज कंपनीज है, फिर भी वो स्टार्टअप क्यों इनोवेशन कर रहे हैं?
But sir, huge companies didn't focus on the small products.
Very good. Very good. और any other reason क्यों स्टार्टअप कर पा रहे हैं जो लार्ज कंपनीज और ये लोग नहीं कर पा रहे? ऑल ऑफ अ सडन यहाँ पे स्टार्टअप आई और स्टार्टअप 5,000 करोड़ 10,000 करोड़ के बिजनेस हो गए. कभी हम लोग सुन रहे हैं कि 50,000 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन हो गया. वेदर वी अग्री और नॉट वो वैल्यूएशन सही है या नहीं, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट. लेकिन हम लोग अभी सुन रहे हैं ऐसे कि ऑल ऑफ अ सडन स्टार्टअप्स इतने बड़े हो गए हैं. So one of the reason why startups have already emerged now all of a sudden is जैसे बोला कि innovation वो लोग कर पा रहे हैं. Large companies innovation करने के लिए क्या हो जाता है कि आज एक कंपनी है 1,000 करोड़ की कंपनी है. Now 1,000 करोड़ की कंपनी you are at a point where you don't have a risk appetite now. You don't want to take risk. You want to just follow the set process, set path, everything, and you're saying 1,000 crore. This year I will do something more and I will become another 150 crore. So what happens is that when you want to plan your resources, the large company would say, okay, if I am 1,000 crore company, if I just grow normally my sales at 10% or something, then also I add another 100 crore to my business. But to do the innovation and everything and then get into that size will take time, which they are not willing to do. Second is that they have the fear of failure. Large companies को हमेशा एक होता है कि अगर मैंने कुछ launch किया वो fail हुआ, then what is the rub-off effect I have of that particular thing on my other business? So normally उन लोग को ये डर होता है. So that's the reason they are averse to, starting something new or doing something completely new. And the other most important thing, and I'll give you one very interesting example. So in 2007, I was talking to Kishore Biyani. Kishore Biyani, you know everyone, Future Group के जो owners. So I was talking to Kishore Biyani, and that point of time they had this future retail. That time it was pantaloonretail.com. Okay, so they had their website also, pantaloonretail.com, and I asked him that why are you not promoting your e-commerce platform right now? So he told me, no, if we promote e-commerce platform, people will stop coming to the stores, and if people stop coming to the stores, we will not be able to sell them extra. We want them to come to the stores, and that's the reason we are not promoting. What happened? If consumers want convenience, consumer को चाहिए था वो ऑनलाइन जाके शॉपिंग करे. कंज्यूमर ने क्या किया? अगर पैंटलून रिटेल ने चालू नहीं किया तो फ्लिपकार्ट ने और अमेज़न ने चालू कर दिया. क्या हो गया? आपको जो बिजनेस में इम्पैक्ट होना था वो हो ही गया, लेकिन आपको जो नई अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है आप नहीं ले पाए. So an established company का ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम होता है. They are so much in love with their existing operations, खुद के business. They feel that if I start a competition for myself, then it will impact my own business. But then if you don't start the competition, someone else will come. Correct? So that is one. So these are some of the reasons why all of a sudden new companies realize that there is a scope. There is a scope that we can do something. We can create a startup where the large companies are not willing to take this. So that is the first starting point. Second point, what happened in the startup world is the entire digital transformation. Okay. What was looking very difficult. So पहले क्या होता था? Now let's look at startup जो पहले के ज़माने में क्या होता था? अगर किसी को चालू करना है तो या तो वो दुकान चालू करेगा, so that is a startup. या ट्रेडिंग बिजनेस चालू करेगा, एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट करेगा, वो भी स्टार्टअप था. ठीक है. और दे वुड हैव स्टार्टेड स्मॉल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, कुछ जॉब वर्क करेंगे, छोटा काम लेंगे, धीरे-धीरे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेटअप करेंगे. दैट्स हाउ दे गो. इट इज अ स्लो प्रोसेस. सो दैट वाज अ स्टार्टअप. तो वो टाइम पे उस हिसाब से जा रहे थे. ऑल ऑफ अ सडन क्या हो गया? डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के हिसाब से नाउ पीपल रियलाइज दैट आई कैन स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस मच फास्टर. क्योंकि पहले अगर करना है तो एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेटअप को थोड़ा डिसेंट साइज जाने के लिए भी 5-6 साल निकल जाते हैं. या ट्रेडिंग में आपको रिस्क लेने के लिए धीरे-धीरे थोड़ा पैसा, वर्किंग कैपिटल नहीं रहता था, तो लिमिटेड पैसा रहता था, तो उससे आपको ग्रो करने के लिए टाइम लगता था. तो उसके बदले डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जो हुआ, द एंटायर द यूज ऑफ मोबाइल एंड एवरीथिंग, दैट चेंज द वे हाउ पीपल लुक्ड एट बिजनेसेस. It's not that there is new business. Ola, Uber is not a new business. It is the way that business was done is changed. Okay? मेरू भी था ना. मेरू तो पहले आ गया था, तभी तो ये लोग स्टार्टअप कोई कुछ बोलता नहीं था. मेरू आ गया था. फर्क क्या था? मेरू में आपको फोन करने का रहता था, गाड़ी बुलाने के लिए फोन करना पड़ता था. ठीक है. अब क्यों करना पड़ता था? क्योंकि तभी प्रॉब्ली मैप सर्विसेज इतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं थी, ठीक है, लोगों के पास स्मार्टफोन्स इतने नहीं थे, तो उनको ये करना पड़ा। ऑल ऑफ अ सडन क्या हो गया, योर स्मार्टफोन सर्विसेज, स्मार्टफोन गॉट बेटर एंड बेटर, your other applications came in, and then it was becoming very simple. Now I can connect the drivers, I can connect this thing, I can aggregate everything. So what Ola Uber did, they didn't start a new business, they changed the way the business was done, correct? So digital transformation is the other reason why you saw a lot of these startups coming. The third and the most important thing that changed in India particularly, which was there globally, and all of a sudden India में ये चीज change, is the capital, पैसा. All of a sudden, so many venture capitalists, venture funds came across globally, internationally, इतने सारे आए कि बहुत पैसा ये स्पेस में है. अभी हम लोग कभी-कभी न्यूज़ में इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स हम लोग भी listen to these stories that you know this startup raised 5,000 crore, this startup raised 50 crore, this startup raised 100 crore. Think about it and go and ask your parents. 50 करोड़ रेस करना मतलब क्या चीज होती है? I interact with lot of established companies. I talk to companies which are 1,000, 2,000 crore, and when we talk to the promoters of those companies, and they say, ऐसा easy पैसा तो हमें कभी नहीं मिला लाइफ में. इतना जल्दी हम लोग ने थोड़ा सा आइडिया कर लिया, थोड़ा सा काम कर लिया और 50 करोड़ मिल गया. ये हम लोग को कभी नहीं मिला. So all of a sudden, because of these venture capitalists and everything, the capital became very easy. पैसा बहुत easily आता था. Okay, so that was the third reason why you saw that all of a sudden startup came into the flavor, and the money, it was like there was a point. Now things have changed. Now what you hear a lot of time that there is a funding winter. Funding winter मतलब क्या कि funding slow down हो गया. Funding क्यों slow down हो गया कि US में interest rate बढ़ना चालू हो गया. तो वो जो free capital जो था वो free capital बंद होना. तो धीरे-धीरे आपको difficult हो गया. But think about it, the money. And if you put it into perspective, a company like Dabur, in his entire 100 years of life, okay, would not have raised more than 500 crore rupees from the market, or probably maximum 1,000 crore. In 100 years, a company which is there, you could not have raised more than 1,000 crore. A company like Mahindra and Mahindra or a Tata would not have raised more than 10,000 crore in this entire career. On the other end, now let's look at companies. Nykaa has raised more than 15,000 crore. Okay, Ola Electric, गाड़ी आई उसके पहले उसने 15,000 crore raise करी. Okay, so think about it. So the money which was not available earlier, all of a sudden the capital became available. And that's the reason now every time I work with a lot of incubation centers and everything, and what I liked about the answers at least here is no one told me I want to get into startup because of valuations. Okay, because हर जगह पे जब मैं जाता हूँ लोग स्टार्टअप्स चालू करते हैं, कंपनीज चालू करते हैं, तो they always think कि हाँ मुझे वैल्यूएशन मिलेगा. आइडिया में प्रॉफिट बनेगा कि नहीं, you don't know. ये आइडिया सस्टेन करेगी, 5 साल के बाद रेलेवेंट होगी, पता नहीं. हाँ लेकिन वैल्यूएशन मिलेगी. The entire focus on valuation, money, and what you hear the great stories that this company raised this much, this company has become this big. Trust me, what you are reading is only 1%. 99% fail. 99% fail. Why? Because they are chasing something wrong. They are chasing something wrong. What are they chasing? They are saying, I want to do a startup, I want to start something new because I want valuation, because there is money available, there is a valuation available. The starting point is wrong, and that's the reason 99% of the companies, startups are failing. Second, 99% of startups are also failing because they think that अगर venture capitalist होते हैं, okay, VCs, private equity guys, ये लोग अगर ये लोग पैसा नहीं डालेंगे, मतलब ये लोग ही अगर मेरे उस पे स्टैम्प मारेंगे बिजनेस पे तो ही मेरा बिजनेस वर्थ है. ओके, हाँ, या एंड पहले क्या था, अगर अपने लोग अपने पेरेंट्स को पूछेंगे ना, तो पेरेंट्स बोलते थे अरे 5 करोड़ का धंधा कर दिया बहुत बड़ी बात है, 10 करोड़ का धंधा कर दिया बहुत अच्छी बात है. 10 करोड़ का धंधा करके घर में 1 करोड़ लेके आया, अरे वाह ये तो एकदम सक्सेसफुल है. ओके, नाउ ऑल ऑफ अ सडन वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट और प्राइवेट इक्विटी को अच्छा नहीं लगता है. They would say 10 करोड़ के धंधे में हम लोग को क्या पैसा हम डालेंगे, क्या एग्जिट लेंगे. तुम 1 करोड़ का प्रॉफिट मत करो, तुम 500 करोड़ का नुकसान करो चलेगा, लेकिन 10,000 करोड़ का सेल्स करो. And every business cannot be so big. So all of a sudden, lot of startups, lot of kids, everyone who got into this startup world started chasing something which was wrong, which is valuation. Looking at saying that every time I want to start a business, I will do it a 500 crore, 1,000 crore. It doesn't happen that way. Okay. So these are some of the reasons why startups are failing also. So whenever I go, I say that if you are interested to start something new, there are some do's and don'ts that you have to take care of. Okay. Before coming to that, I will tell you one more point. India में, which is the आपने जितने भी स्टार्टअप्स आप लोग ने हर एक अलग अलग कंपनी सुनी है, ठीक है, आप यूज कर रहे हो, ओला उबर रेगुलरली यूज कर रहे हो, अमेजॉन यूज कर रहे हो, स्विगी जोमेटो यूज कर रहे हो, इसमें से कितनी कंपनी प्रॉफिट बना रही है? स्विगी, जोमेटो, ओला, उबर, फ्लिपकार्ट, अमेजॉन, और क्या यूज कर रहे हो? कौन से एप्स यूज कर रहे हो जो एकदम फेमस हो गए? हाँ नहीं इंडियन इंटरनेशनल. हाँ ओके, फिर हाँ ड्रीम 11, ठीक है. इसमें से कितनी कंपनी प्रॉफिट करेगी? हाँ
हार्डली 2 to 3 companies.
एक भी कंपनी प्रॉफिट नहीं करेगी. अच्छा, दूसरा मेरा क्वेश्चन, टेल मी वन कंपनी, वन स्टार्टअप दैट यू हैव हर्ड इन इंडिया व्हिच हैज कम अप विद एन इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट, नॉट ऐप, innovative product that will change the way people live, that will change the life of people. So even app may be innovation. So I say Google Map is an innovation because Google Map has changed the way people work, and Google Map innovation has helped a lot of other businesses also. But tell me one Indian company that has done an innovation which you call innovation, which is changing the way people live, or changing or making an impact to people's life. Anyone? सोचा है? Don't worry. I am in the startup world day in day out, and I can tell you, I would also not know more than 2-3 things. What is the reason? India has predominantly being an app market, startups which are into app, services, everything. But India is not a market where innovations have worked. Product innovations have worked. India has not started any product innovation. Why? Because the problem is again people who are funding the businesses. Okay, it's a very crazy cycle. पैसा कहाँ जा रहा है? पैसा प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन में जा ही नहीं रहा है. कहाँ जा रहा है पैसा? पैसा जा रहा है एप्स में, सर्विसेज में. तो कोई भी नया बंदा आएगा वो क्या बोलेगा, अरे यार मैं क्यों प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन करूं, मैं ये ना करूं, पैसा यहीं मिलने वाला है, वहां तो मिलने वाला नहीं है. So I'll give you example, my personal example. I have invested in a business which is into fuel cell technology. So 7 years back when I was talking to people about fuel cell technology, इंडिया में 99% of the funds को पता ही नहीं था fuel cell technology क्या होती है. They were like क्या है ये? Okay, they didn't know anything. Not a single VC funded that business. Not a single VC funded that business. Thankfully, the promoter of that company continuously worked on that, and finally, Adar Poonawala, Covishield जिसका है, Adar Poonawala invested 100 crore in that company. Okay, but not a single VC was willing to fund it. क्यों? Hardware technology, we don't understand this. Fuel cell technology. There is another investment of which is into temperature controlled wearable technology, heating and cooling solutions, which has applications in automotive, medical, defense, everywhere. great technology. VC investment, zero. Why? Again, product innovation, we don't know. So there are these fundamental gaps when you think about the startup world. Okay. So while everything that you look at startup world ka sab, economic times everywhere you look at great news, positive news, everything. I wanted to make you aware about what is also on the negative side of it. Now, still, I say that it's a great thing that we all want to start something new. Why? Because starting something new, you are creating an impact. You are creating an impact in two ways. Creating an impact with a new product. If you are bringing something new product or something, then creating an impact on the customers. And second, when you are starting something new, you are a job giver and not job seekers. Okay, that's another impact which you are creating. So great. Second is when you want to start something new. The way he mentioned that large companies don't do innovation. You are very nimble-footed. You can create, you can fail, you can restart, you can do all those things. Okay? So it's a great. So yes, you should try for doing something new, start something new. Okay? And doesn't matter. I don't call startup. मतलब अगर आपने कोई नया ऐप बनाया तो ये startup होता है. अगर आपने अपना खुद का नया फैक्ट्री डाला ना, तो भी वो startup ही है. For all practical purposes. ठीक है? वो startup ही है. आपने कोई नया product launch किया तो भी वो startup ही है. Everything is a startup. So think about it. What we used to call entrepreneurship earlier has been given a name startup. Okay? That's how. Do you know we all say that DPIIT में एक startup registration होता है. And उसमें बोला जाता है कि if you are doing something, you are working on some technology which is new, then only you are considered startup. That is not the case. Okay? Even if you are doing something which others are also doing, okay? But you are doing it afresh, you are starting in a new way, it is still a startup. So it's great to think about doing a startup. But when you are thinking about startup, there are some very important do's and don'ts that you need to look at. First thing, you have to be very clear the objective of doing it. Why are you starting? And that's the reason, that's the first question I ask. आपको स्टार्टअप करना है तो क्यों करना है? आपने कहा कि प्रॉफिट के लिए करना है, किसी ने कहा कि इंडिपेंडेंस के लिए करना है. You should be very clear what is your objective. Okay? मुझे क्यों स्टार्ट करना है? Second, जब आप स्टार्टअप करते हो एक क्वेश्चन अपने आप को पूछो, इम्पैक्ट. What is the impact that you are making in terms of product, in terms of problem solution, in terms of job creation? Always think about the impact. मैं अगर ये स्टार्टअप करूंगा, अगर मैं ये करूंगा, बिजनेस नया करूंगा, तो इसकी इम्पैक्ट क्या है? So assess the impact. Third, any business that you think about should be scalable, profitable, sustainable. इन तीन में से अगर एक भी चीज नहीं है, इन तीन में से एक भी चीज नहीं है, तो वो बिजनेस नहीं है, वो स्टार्टअप नहीं है. आज की तारीख में जो स्टार्टअप अपने लोग बोल रहे हैं, उसमें अनफॉर्चुनेटली सिर्फ पहला वाला एस है, स्केलेबल. प्रॉफिटेबल और सस्टेनेबल नहीं है. आज जो अपने लोग बोलते हैं ब्लिंकिट, ब्लिंकिट ने कितनी लाइफ चेंज की है पता है? What was the original Blinkit? पहले क्या था पता है? हाँ? Correct. Snapdeal आपको पता है कितने साल पहले was up on the block, closure पे था. So there are a lot of these things. Are they sustainable? They are not sustainable. But when you start a business, when you think about a startup, you have to be very clear. It has to be scalable, profitable, and sustainable. And I'll tell you why. When I say scalable, I am not saying you have to create 1,000 crore, 2,000 crore, 5,000 crore. It can be, what is scalable? So I define scalable in a very different way. It is not the revenue that you make that is scalable. What is scalable? Scalable is that when I want to grow, if I want to grow by 3 times, I don't need to put my resources also 3 times. Or I myself, in my own personal capacity, I don't need to work 3 times. So for example, I am an advisor. Okay, I am a corporate advisor. My business is not scalable, but I was very clear that I knew my business was not scalable. Okay, now the business is not scalable. Why? Because if I want to scale up, my time is limited. Every time I want to add a business, I need to spend more time. But if you are into a product business, it's scalable. Why? एक बार आपने फैक्ट्री डाल दी, एक बार आपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन डाल दिया, and then every time you add product, every time you want to sell 100% more, you don't need to add that much resources, and that is scalability. So scalability क्या होता है कि every time मुझे business जब grow करना है, मुझे उतना ही resource नहीं डालना पड़ेगा, मुझे कम resource डालना पड़ेगा, मेरे बिना भी धंधा चल सकता है. The business doesn't need me to grow. Okay, so that is very important. So that is scalable. So scalable doesn't mean 1,000 crore, 2,000 crore anything. Scalable, which means the business runs without me, and every time I want to grow, I don't need to put similar proportion of resource into it. Now resource in terms of time, effort, capital, infrastructure, anything is resource. Okay, so that is scalable. Profitable. Unit economics आपको सिखाया जाता है. So हमेशा मैं बोलता हूँ यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स क्या होता है, तो मैं तो अपने बच्ची को भी सिखाता हूँ कि वो चाय वाला जो ठेले पे चाय बेचता है ना, उसका यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स ही इज वेरी क्लियर अबाउट हिज यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स कि मैं इतनी चाय की पत्ती मुझे लगेगी, इतनी शक्कर लगेगी, इतना दूध लगेगा, इतना मेरा कॉस्ट है, 5 रुपया बनाने का है, 10 रुपया बेचने का है, मेरा 5 रुपये का हर चाय पे प्रॉफिट होता है, हर चाय पे मेरा 5 रुपये का प्रॉफिट है. दैट इज द यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स एंड प्रॉफिट. Do you know every product that you purchase on Amazon or anywhere, how much profit Amazon makes or Flipkart makes? They make loss. So who is smarter? Chai wala or Amazon, Flipkart?
Chai wala.
Correct? So think like that. Have that mindset that every time what I am doing, there has to be unit economics and I have to be profitable. You can run a business, loss-making business, till the time that tap of capital is on. जब तक वो पैसा चालू रहेगा, तब तक आप धंधा कर पाओगे. करेक्ट? जब तक वो पैसा चालू रहेगा, अभी जो ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ मैं फंडिंग विंटर, तो अपने लोग मालूम पुराने उसमें बोलते हैं कि जब लो टाइड आती है, when there is a low tide in the sea, that's the time you know what is the reality. Similarly, जब ये फंडिंग विंटर आती है, जब बाहर ये टैप बंद हो जाता है, अभी आप तो हर धंधे पे लॉस कर रहे हो, हर ट्रांजैक्शन पे लॉस करते हो. अगर हर ट्रांजैक्शन पे लॉस करते हो और यहाँ से अगर टैप बंद हो गया पैसे का, तो क्या होगा? You will collapse. So your dependence on external capital should only be for 2 reasons: the initial setup and then growth. Your need for capital cannot be survival. If your need for capital, external capital, is your survival, which means you are getting into a, एक टाइम पे अपने लोग बोलते थे डेट ट्रैप. डेट ट्रैप है, ये इक्विटी है, तो वापस नहीं करना है पैसा, बट एक टाइप से तो वो ट्रैप ही है. ओके, एंड दैट्स द रीजन योर फोकस ऑलवेज, एनीथिंग दैट यू डू, you have to be very clear, this has to be profitable. Don't get into that mindset startup world में I will start something, even if I make losses, doesn't make a difference, I will still be able to raise money. Look at so many companies, they are raising money with so many losses. You don't even know when the shut button will be pressed. Okay, in these things. So profitable. Third is sustainable. What do you mean by sustainable?
The continuity of a product.
So I always say sustainability is not continuity of a product. What is sustainable? Sustainability doesn't come from your product.
Brand image of product.
Brand image is one thing. The sustainability comes from the capability of the management. I can keep innovating. Apple आज की तारीख में iPod नहीं बेच रहा है, but Apple हर साल नया iPhone निकालता है. So your ability to keep innovating, your products may change. Your ability to see through the competitive environment and keep strategizing accordingly and keep adapting to those situations. So there was a situation 15 years back. I used to be a retail analyst, and everyone used to say that now with the retail companies coming in, FMCG companies' profitability will drop because now retail companies will demand better margins. The mom and pop shops will not be there, and modern retail will demand more margins. The reality is, you know what? Modern retail stores have shut down. FMCG companies have not. That's the reality. Future retail बंद हो गया. हिंदुस्तान लीवर बंद नहीं हुआ. डाबर बंद नहीं हुआ. नेस्ले बंद नहीं हुआ. उल्टा नए ब्रांड्स भी आए. So your ability to adapt to the situation is sustainable. So sustainability, never think about my product, what I have made today will work even 15 years down the line. That doesn't happen. अगर मैंने जो आज प्रोडक्ट बनाया वो 15 साल के बाद भी अगर वही प्रोडक्ट चलने वाला है ना, then I am into wrong business. You have to keep innovating. The way what the product is and how you are doing the business, that has to keep innovating. You have to have the right management who understands to make that change. So, how many of you track capital market? Equity market किसको इंटरेस्ट है? कभी PE मल्टीपल देखे हैं कंपनीज के? हाँ? Okay. अगर कैपिटल मार्केट में इंटरेस्ट है, जाके PE मल्टीपल्स देखना. Look at the PE multiples of Nestle, Hindustan Lever, okay, and go and look at PE multiples of some new age companies, and you will realize that PE multiples, these guys have survived 100 years. Levers has been in India for last 135 years. Dabur has been in existence for more than 125 years. Nestle has been around for more than 200 years. Sorry. So think about these businesses. These businesses have sustained world wars. Correct ना? World war में countries survive नहीं हुए. Businesses have seen through that. These companies have looked at, जो अपने लोग बोलते हैं ना कि कोविड 100 years के बाद आया, तो दो ऐसे बड़े पैंडेमिक देख लिए. करेक्ट? ये देख लिया. कितने पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज चेंज हो गई होगी, कितने रेजिम चेंज हो गए होंगे, कितनी टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज हो गई होगी, वेयर आर यू शॉपिंग चेंज हो गया होगा, हाउ आर यू शॉपिंग चेंज हो गया होगा, व्हाट आर यू शॉपिंग, एवरीथिंग हैज चेंज, बट दीस कंपनीज आर देयर. दैट्स सस्टेनेबल. They would have tweaked their portfolio. They would have changed their portfolio. They would have said that okay, now the market I need to be in modern retail. Now I need to work. I don't modern retail. I need to work with Amazon and Flipkart and all these kind of things. They will keep changing their product. They will say, any consumers earlier were having, they were not having packaged food. Now people have started having packaged food. Okay, people don't want ready to eat. People want ready to, they don't want ready to cook. They want ready to eat. So that transition they make. So all those transitions they will make, changes they will make, and that's how they survive. That's a sustainability. So three things: scalability, profitability, sustainability. अगर ये तीन नहीं है, तो स्टार्टअप मत करो. थर्ड पॉइंट ना. सो फर्स्ट मैंने बोला था आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्लियर होना चाहिए. सेकंड वाज द इंपैक्ट. थर्ड ये पॉइंट हुआ. कमिंग टू द फोर्थ पॉइंट. गिव योर 100%. स्टार्टअप इज नॉट अ पार्ट टाइम. इफ यू थिंक मैं कुछ कर रहा हूं और कुछ स्टार्टअप साइड पे करूंगा, इट डजंट वर्क. इट नीड्स योर 100% कमिटमेंट. And your faith in the business. Are you willing to put your money on the table? Are you willing to put 100% of your time? You can't say that मैं ये करता हूँ, सक्सेस हुआ तो ठीक है, फेल हुआ तो इट्स ओके, मेरे पास दूसरा तो है करने के लिए. That's not the way you work. So if you are doing any startup, give your 100% to that startup. Okay? Day in, day out, breathe that. And then, fifth, get the right partners. So startup, I always say startup is like an adventure trip. कौन करता है ट्रैकिंग, एडवेंचर ट्रिप कौन कर रहे हो? Who all do it? आप कर रहे हो. अकेला कौन करता है? How many of you do adventure trip alone? Do you go on trekking alone? Do you go on rafting alone? Correct? you go on adventure, any kind of adventure, alone. एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप भी जाता है ना, तो एक साथ 10-10, 12-12 जन जाते हैं. कभी सुना एक जन गया था एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप? नहीं जाता ना. स्टार्टअप इज लाइक एन एडवेंचर. Have your co-traveler. Who is your co-traveler? A person who has the same passion as you. A person who is willing to give his 100% to the business as you are able to. And get a partner who is having a complementing skill set. I can navigate through the mountains, and he can navigate through the plains. I can navigate through the day, he can navigate through the night. And someone with a very positive mind. Because in adventure trip, you may make errors. You will go wrong. You will have to take a U-turn. Everything you will have to do. But the person has to be there and willing to be there with you. Co-traveler. So if you are at any point of time thinking about being into startup, then that's the most important thing. Have the right path. So these are some of the important aspects because you are interested in. Then there is one more aspect which I think you've written is the ethics, and this is the most important. Be ethical, not just startup. Whether you are in a job, whether you are in a business, your startup, anything. Ethics, very important. Have you heard about news of late coming in that बाईजूस के नंबर्स में बहुत सारे इश्यूज हैं? फिर अश्नीर ग्रोवर का आपने बहुत सुना है, भारत पे का, करेक्ट? These are the classic example how not to do businesses. These are corporate governance issues. The objective, which I said first, the objective was so much of money making that you started taking out money from your own company. It's a cheating. If you are doing something, you have to be very, very, very careful. Because only, so if you look at equity market again, जिसको interest है, आपने बोला आपको equity market में interest है. So always go and look at companies which have got past corporate governance issues, and look at the companies who have very clean corporate governance. Okay, and look at the difference in their PE multiples. You will realize the companies with a clean management, clean ethics. Okay, and again, ethics is one more critical point which will bring the sustainability. Because जिसका business ethics नहीं है, वो क्या करेगा? वो short term gains देखेगा, वो long term gains नहीं देखेगा. ठीक है? Same thing. So if you are not ethical, and when I say ethical, it is not just about the financial ethics in your own company. It is also about the product that you are selling. The first thing is that you have to be ethical about the product that you are selling or the service that you are selling. You can't cheat your customer, you can't cheat your investors, you can't cheat your employees, and you can't cheat the government. So that's a part of your business ethics, and that has to be there very clear in every startup. So yes, so these are your do's and don'ts when you look at from a startup perspective. Hope this was helpful.
Yes.
Great. Thank you once again.
Everybody have the answers for the questions and queries? Okay, thank you so much, sir. It was really a very interesting session, as well as things were very clear for them, I hope so. And we will be looking up for a future connection with you, so that they gain out of whatever is more required for them from your end.
Sure.
And I need your cooperation and your support for our institution, for our students
Sure.
in future as well. Thank you so much for giving us so much of time. And you can
So, ma'am, can we have a photography of the faculty?
Sir, please. You want to?
Yeah.
So I'll just send it this.
a